We want to welcome you to an all-new edition of Mission Park Cares.
Today we'll hear some heartfelt stories to help us kick off Child Cancer Awareness Month.
We're going to celebrate the memories of little angels that we'll never forget.
And we'll honor those parents whose love makes all the difference.
Now let's meet with Rebecca, Isabel, and Robert to find out what Child Cancer Awareness is all about.
Child Cancer Awareness Month starts this month, and you all play such a big role. Tell us a little bit about what you all do.
Yes, so my name is Isabel Torres. I'm the Executive Director for Gabriela Smile Foundation. We are a pediatric cancer foundation here in San Antonio. We founded the nonprofit after we lost our own daughter to pediatric cancer in 2015 when she was just 6 years old. So this is part of her vision of us helping other families. And the way she said it was, she had a dream and she said, "Mommy, I saw you and Daddy were helping people that needed help." So we just took that as a mission and really a lifelong mission to just continue helping other families that were affected by this terrible disease. So our goal is to just raise awareness during this month and just let people know that it is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and honor the children that are fighting, remember the children that we've lost, and just continue to advocate for them.
Rebecca, how did you get involved?
Our son Reagan was diagnosed with cancer in August 2019, and he passed away in August last year. And throughout his 1-year battle, we came to know the things that become important when you're battling cancer, such as we had a collapsible wagon that just became a staple in our tool of inpatient resources. And then he loved his Crocs. Then we realized sour candy becomes very important throughout the cancer journey for kids. So they have ports. Some have PICC lines, ports. They all have different methods of receiving their chemo treatment, and those medical devices have to be flushed regularly. Well, the flush, the saline and the heparin, they taste it, even though it's not going through their mouth. It's often going through the chest. Reagan had his down low, but they taste it and it makes them nauseous and they tend to gag. And Reagan realized that sour candy helped. And a lot of the nurses were saying that the other kids like sour candy. So we thought, you know, in Reagan's honor after he passed, we wanted to be involved. But we knew we wanted to do something, and so we realized, well, why don't we provide to other cancer patients who are newly diagnosed the tools that became helpful to us? And we said, you know, right off the bat, it was sour candy, the Croc shoes, and the wagon. Those went with us to every inpatient stay, even every clinic visit. And you're in the clinic several times a week. But those things came with us, and so now we bless other families that are newly diagnosed.
I've heard about Fun Day for Kids and the Battle Packs. What is this about?
On Gold Out Day, 9/28, we are providing meals a lunch to all the children that are inpatient for cancer treatment, along with the staff, the nurses, the doctors, and we're providing gift cards to them. The hospital has said, you know, these families, they greatly appreciate gift cards for gas and groceries. So we're just going to get a bunch of gift cards and let the hospital pass it out to those families that need it most. And so we feel like we're still giving out smiles in just a different way.
That's amazing, to be a real support group for those parents that are experiencing what you all also experienced.
Absolutely.
You guys are angels. There are a lot of special events this month for cancer awareness and for children, but tell us about some of your events.
We do have a website. It's www.goldoutsa.org. And you can go on there and you can see all the ways that you can get involved, either by attending an event, purchasing a t-shirt, or just donating. You can also just make a donation. And so September 28th is Gold Out Day in San Antonio. Our mayor, for the past 3 years, has signed a proclamation designating September 28th as Gold Out Day in San Antonio, and encourages citizens to wear gold that day and just honor children that are battling cancer in our community. We also have several buildings in the community that are going to be lighting up gold, and we're really excited about that and just honored to know that there are people out there that care and are joining us for this very special mission.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to celebrate special angels who live in our hearts forever.
Welcome back to Mission Park. When you see the faces of those children, you just realize how precious life really
I had the opportunity to sit down with their parents who have learned the importance of supporting each other.
is. Kristen, will you please introduce us to them?
I would love to. I'm here with some amazing women that are part of Firefly Moms. Will you tell us a little bit about what Firefly Moms is all about?
Our founder, Lindsay, she has a foundation in honor of her son, Jackson, to support families of kids with cancer. She had the same experience we did, losing a child to cancer. And so she added the mission of supporting families that are bereaved. And part of that was Firefly Camp for families dealing with bereavement. And out of that grew our support group, the Firefly Moms.
This is Reagan Lee, and yesterday was actually the 1-year anniversary of his passing, and he is forever 9.
This is Gabriela Elise Torres, and she was 5 years old when she was diagnosed with a terminal form of brain cancer, DIPG, and she passed away 8 days after her 6th birthday in 2015.
This is Alan Peter Sanders. He was diagnosed with sarcoma at 17 months old. He passed in 2013, shortly after his 5th birthday.
This is River Maddox Mateo Lawrence. He was diagnosed with neuroblastoma when he was 2.5 and passed away 4 years ago at age 5, so he is forever 5.
This is Damon Enrico Billick. He was diagnosed with osteosarcoma at the age of 9, and he passed away a month before his 14th birthday in April of 2018. So he's forever 13.
How do you support each other through the grieving process? I mean, what do you actually do?
A lot of us, keep in touch weekly, monthly, daily, via text, but mostly through the Firefly group. We're there to listen to each other and know that the other person knows what we're feeling.
Right.
And it makes it a little bit more comforting to speak to someone that maybe hasn't gone through it.
Right, they can relate. How do you feel about that?
It's a great group, but it's a group you don't want to be a part of. We get together even for Mother's Day because bereaved Mother's Day is something totally different. And even though all of our cancers were different and all of our journeys were different, unfortunately we all have the same thing that we went through, and nobody else understands that like another bereaved mother.
I think even the most sheltered person understands the day of, the anniversary of a death is devastating. But it takes another bereaved parent to understand that running out of a certain type of cereal that your kid loved is devastating in a way that nobody else can understand.
Sometimes people, when they're faced with grief, they isolate and they think they don't need help or they don't want to ask for help. Do you have any suggestions for that type of person and what they should know?
When you meet other moms who've been through it, they know exactly what you're feeling without you even really saying it. They can relate to you in a way that nobody else can, and so it's just a different type of support system. I get more from when I'm having a rough day to text one of the moms than I would if I called the therapist, because they just get it.
I think we're taught all our lives that there are certain emotions that look a certain way. Grief is not linear. It's 2 steps, forward, and sometimes it's 10 back, or maybe you have a great day, but it's even just as a cancer mom, but as a bereaved mom, you're never alone. There's always somebody that you can reach out to, and even when it's hard.
It's cyclical. The cycles get less turbulent. It doesn't get better, but what you do is you get stronger, and you're more able to handle when those waves come at you, when that unexpected milestone comes at you. You're stronger and you're more able to handle it.
So if somebody's interested in joining this group, how do they get in touch with Firefly Moms?
So they will contact Jackson Frog Foundation. Lindsay is the founder of Jackson Frog and of our group, and then she can get them into the Firefly Moms group.
Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories with us today and for all the work that you do with the other mothers in your group. And God bless you all. Honestly, I know this is very difficult, but you really are helping and more moms and more people than you probably realize, the same way you all were helped. Thank you.
Yes.
To share about
Our
it.
children.
Yes.
That mean a lot to us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Just darling.
On behalf of our entire Mission Park family, I want to express our deepest condolences to the Firefly Moms.
Let's take a minute to remember Heaven's little angels.
Welcome back to Mission Park Cares, and today's program is because of the efforts of Rebecca to tell us about her child.
If there's someone special you would like us to recognize, just go on to our website, missionparks.com, and click on Mission Park Cares.
Now let's go back to Rebecca, Robert, and Isabel to find out more on child cancer awareness.
Robert, tell us about some of the work that Dr. Sigalski and Lisa Hernandez are doing at the hospital.
Dr. Sigalski and Lisa would both help us out through the process of his treatments, his future treatments, and his prognosis, and keep us up to date throughout the whole process. He was very open to our different suggestions, and and different things like we would find. Becky's really good at just looking around in the internet and just kind of seeing what other things might happen. So she would bring that up, and he would either research it or he'd tell us his opinion about why he's doing certain things certain ways. So.
I think he did a very good job of providing comfort to us when he had to give us bad news. And he definitely would go and do his homework and consult with other doctors and come to us and say, okay, he wouldn't just come to us and say, this is what I think. He went and sought out other opinions of other experts so that we knew we were getting the best care that we could possibly get while we were there.
So how can people watching the program today get involved in the foundation and play a role in child cancer awareness?
Well, one of the easiest ways to get involved, of course, is just making a simple donation. You can become a monthly donor, which we call Strong Partners, and just partner with us and help us fund the programs and services that we provide for families. Everything we do for families is free. We never charge families for any event we have, and so we also provide with financial assistance, gift cards. And so all of that is provided at no cost to them. And so we definitely need the funding, of course. Volunteers, if you're a student in high school wanting to complete community hours, you can do that through service hours. If you want to help, you want to do something, just come to one of our events, and you can sign up online. We do have a Get Involved tab on our website where you can see how you can get involved and just sign up as a volunteer.
So at the University Hospital Clinic, they have treasure boxes, and our followers sponsor those treasure boxes. And the kids, they're in the clinic several times a week, and every time they go, they're getting poked, they're having to take meds, they're accessing their port, they're flushing it, they're doing something that is uncomfortable and painful for the child, or they're scared. So they get a prize from the treasure box, but the treasures need to come from somewhere. So our followers, every month, we have a different family that sponsors the treasure box. And so they provide all these goodies, toys, nail polishes, just anything you can think of that you can throw in there that a kid or a teen may be interested in. And so
a treasure box makes all the difference when
Yes,
they go
yes.
in. I know it does.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
so wonderful.
And when Reagan would go to clinic, and I don't know who was filming treasure box at that time, but before he even got poked, he was at the treasure box taking for like, wait, it's a reward. So, but the kids, they love that.
Yeah,
they do.
They really do.
So if there are some people out there that are seeing this and thinking, I know someone that could use the support or that need the support themselves, how could they get in touch with Gabriella Smile?
Well, we are on social media at Gabriella Smile on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They can also call us at 210-670-6200, extension 100. And we'll be happy to talk or chat with them. I'm thankful that we've been through it, and we have other moms as well that have been through it that are willing to help and just comfort these families and just care for them. Whether it's their child ends up going into remission or ends up with no evidence of disease, or if worst case scenario, if they lose their child. And so we want to be there from the beginning to the end. And so we hope that we're able to provide them with that personal touch.
Such an incredible thing that you guys are doing, really and truly. I said it's a gift, and I mean it. I mean, you have experienced some of the most horrific loss that anybody could ever experience, and I'm sorry for that. But what an amazing thing that you've taken that and have been a gift to so many people when there are really just no answers on these little tips that you can give mothers and fathers. Is huge. Yeah. I mean, compared to what your doctor's walking you through, they're not thinking about the logistics of being a mom and a dad. And God bless you guys. Thank you all for being here, and thank you especially for what you're doing for our community and the families in the city that really, really, honestly, I know you all are a gift, and you're angels on earth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's pay our final respects to dear children whose memories will be with us forever. Welcome back to Mission Park Cares.
And Kristen, you met up with Dr. Cross to find out a little more information about COVID.
Yes, I did. Let's go. Dr. Cross, thank you for being with us. You look so tired. I know you just got out of the emergency room after a very long shift or shifts. What's going on? What are you seeing?
Well, right now it is tough. I had 4 patients in my ER waiting for multiple days just to get a bed into the hospital, and some up to 10 days. And these patients are requiring oxygen. Unfortunately, the sad news is that a lot of these patients are unvaccinated patients.
I mean,
Yes.
are you seeing a change of heart in the patient or even their family on
Oh yes,
vaccine?
families, members are coming to me now and saying, where can I get the vaccine? And because they're seeing their own members going through it. And whatever reason why they didn't get the vaccine, at that point it's tough to point fingers. We just want to take care of people.
Absolutely.
But once the family member sees them, they're getting vaccinated. And again, the only treatment right now that's been proven is the vaccine. I think it's 99.5% of hospitalized COVID patients are unvaccinated.
How do you feel about the booster shot that we're hearing about?
So the booster shot is great. Right now, we're giving it to immunocompromised patients. We're giving it at about 8 months after your first round. I'm a big believer of the booster shot.
Even the governor of Texas, who has been vaccinated, has tested positive. I mean, does that mean that the vaccine doesn't work for some people?
And he's a perfect example. He got it, and then I think 3 days later, he was already back to work showing pictures of himself, essentially in a controlled place, but he was back to doing his business because he was vaccinated. Again, the only thing that's been proven to take care of the virus is the vaccination and your own immune system. A lot of the other medicines out there, we're still in trial periods. Nothing's been proven except for your immune system and the vaccination.
So vaccinate and also support your immune system. Vitamins.
Oh, of course. Sleep. We forget about sleep.
Sleep for you.
Right. And then
too.
even eating healthy, eating fresh fruits and vegetables. All these things are good, good support for our immune system.
As a doctor and what you're seeing really on the front line, what is your opinion on if kids should not wear masks while back at school and in school activities?
I'm really worried about this wave right now. There are some more kids who are getting it. It's not, I think, as scary just yet, but there are more kids getting it and can pass it on. The thing about the virus is the virus's goal is to live. It wants to survive. And as more people either get the coronavirus or more people get vaccinated, the virus is going to find somewhere to live. And it's going to be the kids that's going to want to live in. So my fear is that kids might get more and more vulnerable.
Wow. What can they do to?
Well, again, yes. So
Yeah.
the mask. I'm a big believer in the mask. I really do think that the vaccine will be available here shortly for 2 to 12-year-old age group. And I think those kids will really benefit from getting that. So for right now, please wear the mask. Let's keep it out of that population as best we can. And when the vaccine comes out, maybe we'll feel a little more comfortable.
So we've heard that there could be another variant beyond the Delta variant. I mean, are the Pfizer vaccine and Moderna vaccine, are they something that can defend against that variant?
We didn't think that the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccine would help out much with the Delta variant, but it is. I mean, statistically, like I said, it is helping. But the good thing is our scientists are out there working right now. They're studying this new variant. They're studying new vaccines. There's so much on the horizon that I'm very thankful for all the brilliant minds out there working on this.
What do you say to people that have heard these urban myths about the vaccine to encourage them to get vaccinated?
There are reactions. Anything in medicine has a reaction. A patient will take an antibiotic with any little cough, cold, and the chance of having a reaction is so much greater with any antibiotic, much less a vaccine reaction. The vaccine is the one thing that we can do to protect ourselves and to get our world back to normal, whether it's our kids in face masks or us going back to work and getting communities together and going to a show together. The vaccines help. The side effects are minimal. They don't cause a lot of these scary things that we've read about. So I highly encourage people to get the vaccine. A couple days of some side effects is nothing compared to being on a ventilator or to seeing a family member on a ventilator.
Dr. Cross, thank you so much for your time and your good advice and for all you're doing to keep our community healthy and taking care of everyone.
Well,
we look forward to catching up with you real soon.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here and share the information that I see. Again, I stress the fact that if you aren't vaccinated, to live back to how we were last year. Keep your distances, wear your mask, wash your hands, try to keep the inside space to a minimum because if you're not vaccinated, there's still other things you can do. And again, get vaccinated.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you again.
Now it's time for a special blessing to lift our spirits.
Welcome to this sacred space. There is a sense in which spaces such as this, that for generations have gathered people to kneel, to pray, to worship God, are already prayerful spaces. And so our words are folded into those many, many prayers that have been offered across generations. In that spirit, will you join me now in prayer? Gracious and eternal God, you have created us for life together, with friends, in families, and gathered into communities. For this beloved community, the city of San Antonio, that for 300 years and more has sought to build, to feed, to house, to educate one another, we give you thanks and pray that in the caring work we do, we would honor you. That inasmuch as we have been faithful in that work, you would confirm the good we do, extend our reach even further, deepen our compassion and resolve to love one another faithfully and well in our life together as a community. Where we have failed to love one another in those ways, particularly in this laden and challenging season, then turn our hearts, open our hands, and lead us to greater faithfulness in becoming a community of care and compassion, justice and mercy, with hearts turned toward you more fully and toward one another. In all things, may we honor the prophet's call to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with you, our God. Through Christ our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Thank you for being with us for this special edition dedicated to Child Cancer Awareness Month.
We honor the commitment to those parents whose dedication and love makes all the difference.
Remember, every day is special and every moment counts.
Just know that we love you, and at Mission Park, it's our mission to care.
Thank you, and God bless you all.